Hey, what's going on, Russ? Wes, how you been?
Hey man, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. We started up this 30 vets in 30 days, and I think this is number five. Mm,
Sweet.
I think it's number five. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. Oh
Yeah.
well.
If you go past 30, I don't think anybody's going to complain, you know?
And depending on how well this video series goes, I may do 30 vets in 30 days hyphen again. I don't know. But right on. Well, so this video is going to be mostly about you, your background, your experience, your suggestion to others. How would you tell someone such as yourself 1 year ago what to do, or 6 months ago what to do,
Mhm.
um, and such? So, on that note, who is Wes?
Well, I hail from the great state of Oklahoma. I joined the Navy in 1995. I did 12 and a half years of enlisted time. Got my degree when I was an instructor. Uh, Went to OCS in 2008, got a commission as a aviation maintenance duty officer. Spent the next 14 years as a professional aviation maintenance officer in EA6Bs, growlers, P3s, FRCs, and then decided that 26 years was enough. And the wife and kids thought they agreed with me, and it was a pretty easy decision. Actually, no, it was an easy decision. The I was up for my next rank, and so we knew that that was either we would stay in and continue for another 8 years, or go ahead and make the transition. So it took us a long time to decide. It took us probably the better half of a year, in between 6 months and a year, probably closer to a year, to figure out that making the transition out of the military was the right decision for the entire family. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I started my transition probably a year ago,
Yeah.
and walked out. I guess walked out is not the correct term, but my last day at work was March 26th. And I'm, you know, I'm not all the way out yet. I'm still in the middle of transition. So I'm still going through all the trials and tribulations, and asking the questions on what I need to do.
So we can't say too many things yet about Navy. Just
What's that?
kidding. So we can't say too many things about the Navy, then,
No, I'd prefer you not to.
right? Right on. Hey, that's awesome. Wow, 26 years.
Yeah.
Wow. After I did my 20 years in a few months, I was like, I'm done. No more for me. I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
Nope. I'm good. Wow,
Putting
26 years.
on
Wow, that's
yeah,
amazing.
getting commissioned kind of had um eh, when I got commissioned, you owe 10 years, so that put
Oh
me
wow, I
past
didn't know that.
20. Yeah, so that put me past 20, and I just kind of stuck around because I was having a great time.
As long as you're having a good time, then it doesn't really feel like a job.
Exactly.
Right on. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Well, quick intro about myself. Retired from the Navy in November of 19. Moved to Retired out of Augusta, Georgia. Moved to Denver, Colorado, and now I'm working with my current employer, which is Lockheed Martin. And so far, so good. I enjoy my job. Just some days there's like, but I enjoy my job mostly. So right on. But no, this episode is about you. I want to try to put a person behind a picture that people see on LinkedIn. Put a voice behind a picture
Hmm.
and who somebody really is. I'm not saying they're just fake people, but I think it's important to see who somebody really is in person. So
Yeah, well, we appreciate it. I know everybody that I associate with that knows you appreciate what you're doing for us, and
yes,
for everybody else around. So thank you for what you do.
hey, no worries. I just try to help others as they help me.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
Yeah, pay it forward.
Right on. So you said you started the MSSA program, right?
Yeah, I started the MSA program. I didn't say that, but
Oh,
since we have a little
whoops.
bit of background, you knew that already. Um,
Kind of.
so yeah, a real quick story about that was I started my transition. I used a skill bridge that's why I'm still doing the transition. I'm in skill bridge
Okay.
intern. And so I looked into that before I started before I started to go ahead and make the commitment to the transition. I wanted to see what was available. I had other people that were working with me that were doing internships in SkillBridge, and so it interested me. It's nothing. There's nothing like getting works experience or work skills before you get out of the Navy. So you can still get paid by the Navy or the Department of Defense or whatever service you're in, and do an internship with a company or corporation. And what I learned through SkillBridge is you can do SkillBridge through any company or corporation you want. And I always use this as my example. I said, if you wanted to do an internship with mom and pop's honey cells, you can do that. All you need is to do a memorandum of understanding between the Department of Defense and mom and pop's honey cells, and then you can do your internship through mom and pop honey cells. But that's, you want to do something that you're planning on doing after you get out. You're not just going to do an internship, with whoever. So you try to tailor who you're going to do your internships, your SkillBridge internships with something that you're going to do after you get out. So I wanted to get into IT. I didn't have a big IT background doing the aviation maintenance duty officer stuff, but it was something that always interested me. I always wanted to figure out how computers worked. For a long time, I just typed in www.google and hit enter. I didn't know there was so much stuff that went on behind that, and where it goes, servers it attaches to, how it comes back, IP address. Had no idea about that, but I knew it was interesting to me. So I looked up the MSA program, Microsoft Software and Systems Academy, and applied and got put on a wait list. And then while I was on a wait list, I said, well, I need to do something else. If I'm not going to get into this MSSA program, I can't just sit around waiting on a wait list. So I jumped into the Hiring Our Heroes program. And there was a great program. I got a lot of experience doing that. Rob Comer was the program manager, project manager for that. And I got interviewed with Amazon Business. I got interviewed with Boeing. I got interviewed with Exobionics, which was great because that was the first time I'd ever had to interview for anything in my entire life. So it was a great experience. And then 1 week before the actual MSSA program started, I was lucky enough to be told by this very handy dandy man named Tom Zacher about about the key event, Keep Elevating Yourself, through Team Dominguez. I got jumped into that day, and I just happened to meet the right people. Lupe Villarreal was an MSSA person on there, and I saw her signature line, and I said, hey, I would like to talk to her about the MSSA program. And so I got in contact with her. She got in contact with somebody else through MSSA program, and then the very next day I got a call, and they invited me to the program, and that was 1 week before the program started. So the networking event paid huge dividends to me, and just I'm thankful for you for turning that on to me, and it turned out networking is the way to go, and that's how it helped me.
Awesome. Yeah, Lupe, she's amazing. She's
Yeah.
so nice, and man, she's awesome. In fact, every day, I think just about every day, she advertises a person from the MSSA program, advertises their profile, and I see her post, like, hey, let me go ahead and connect. Every day. I connect with a new person every single day, which I love.
Yeah.
I love that. So
she really helped me out, because it changed the future of my career. It got me into the program that I originally wanted to get into. So
all from going to
awesome.
an event because somebody said, hey, you should check out this networking event, and you show up to the key event, and voila, right? That's awesome.
Exactly. I showed up, and I met the right people because of the event. And of course, I connected with a ton more people on that event also.
Nice.
So, and then because I had such a good experience with that program, well, sorry, not the program, but the key event. I have 20 kids in my class, and I say kids, but there's a couple of members of the old guys club in that in that class, but I turned them all. I said, hey, here's a link. You guys need to join this, get in on this. And so I had a couple of the guys in last night's event. They were able to dual a hat and a multitask on because they were both being presented. Our class and the event was both being presented by Zoom, I think it was, or Microsoft Teams. I can't remember, but they were both on the same platform. So we had to do phone on one hand and class on the other.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But they were able to get in there and make some contacts. And I had a couple of my actual Navy buddies that aren't even in my MSA course join. So yeah, it's great. It pays huge dividends.
Awesome. Well, if you want to share my name profile in your class, and I'll connect every single one of them.
I will.
Awesome.
If I haven't already. Have or not.
I don't remember.
I try to sell your skills and your services quite a bit.
I don't think I have many skills, maybe. Awesome. So I don't really have much knowledge about MSSA. I hear you're able to get some certs. You learn some really great computer skills.
Mhm.
And then is the expectation to be hired on by Microsoft, or what's the expectation out of the class?
So you get certs. They really want you to get Microsoft. Well, it's a Microsoft course, right? So let's be honest, they're pushing Microsoft certs, obviously. So Azure, the cloud service of Microsoft, is called Azure. So they have you get some Azure certs, and they give you the MSSA course will actually give you coupons or vouchers to take other certs that you want. I think they give you 2 extra. I think you get one specifically for Azure 900, AZ 900. So
is that the AZ 900 one?
And then they give you 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Azure 900. I don't.
Oh, gotcha.
There's Azure 104 and
didn't
then
know
Azure
that
900.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's a cert number. Yeah,
Awesome.
That's a cert number. I'm sorry. And then you get a voucher for 2 other certs, that you want. And then, so the expectation is that you're going to get hired, but not necessarily by Microsoft. So you're guaranteed a interview by Microsoft.
Okay.
But from past graduates, if you will, there's usually about 1, 2, and 3 interviews with Microsoft. So not everybody makes it past the first interview. Not everybody makes it past the second, but I think from what I've heard, if you make it to the third one, you're pretty good. But there's no expectations that you are definitely going to get hired on by Microsoft.
Okay.
But the cool part is there's 600 other companies that are hiring partners of the MSA program and with Microsoft. So even if you don't get Microsoft, there's a ton of other companies out there that you submit your resume, you apply to one of their jobs, they're part of the MSA hiring program. So
okay, right on. Awesome. So let's go and backtrack 6 months.
Okay.
What advice would you give somebody else that either you learned in the last 6 months, or you wish you would have known, or you already knew and you applied, or what type of advice would you give someone else to, if you were talking to somebody 6 months before you, what would you want to have been told, or advice you would have been given?
Okay, one thing I learned specifically, and it almost bit me in the butt, was don't put all your eggs in one basket. For me, I thought that the MSA program was a guarantee. I didn't venture out into any other avenues. I didn't look at hiring our heroes. I didn't do anything else. I put all of my eggs into MSSA, and I thought that was my golden ticket. When I submitted my application, all my prerequisites to get into the course, they said, "Hey, thanks for applying and thanks for showing interest in the MSA course, but we're full." And I was like, "You're full?" I have based my entire transition on going into the MSSA program. So I really freaked out a little bit, because now everything that I had planned for was not there. I didn't have an internship to go to now, and I didn't have anything else to do in place of that. So the thing that I learned was, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Look at all the different hiring mentorships, Skill Bridge, Hiring Our Heroes, and those are the two that I went to. But I know there's more that I just can't think of off the top of my head right now. But try to start their programs. Nobody says you have to only do one. Nobody says you have to only do two. Nobody says you can't. Try to get into every possible thing that you possibly can to try to set yourself up for the rest of your life. And so it was a couple of tough conversations that I had with my wife when she was like, so what are you going to do? And I didn't have the proper response because I had put all my eggs in one basket.
Wow.
So yeah, that's definitely one thing that I had to learn the hard way.
Okay.
And I'll just just go on a little bit about that.
Sure.
So
Please.
I told you I hired with Amazon, I hired with Boeing, and I hired with Exobionics. Well, none of those three companies picked me up. And so I didn't have an internship. Those three companies didn't pick me up. The Hiring Our Heroes interview portion had ended, and the remainder of the Hiring Our Heroes cohort had all more or less gotten jobs, had gotten fellowships. And so I kind of got a little bit of a depression. I was like, nah, I lost what I thought I was going to do, which was MSSA. I can't get hired on as for a fellowship with anybody else. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. And then, luckily I talked to another friend of mine, Terry McConnell, who was also in the same cohort. And he was like, hey, dude, I'm sorry to hear that you didn't pick up a fellowship, and let me introduce you to a guy named tomzacher. And, the rest is history for me on that. Like I said, hooked up with you, you got me in the key event, and I met the right people, and lo and behold, I got an MSA program. So
awesome. And so LinkedIn,
yes,
has it helped you out at all, or has it been helpful
it
to
has
you,
helped me
or
out.
making
Yeah,
good connections, or
it has helped me out immensely. Like,
okay?
I
How so?
didn't know the magnitude in which LinkedIn would help you. It's so everybody talked about LinkedIn beforehand, and it's like, okay, yeah, I'll make a profile, and then it was like, hey, why don't you do this to your profile? Okay, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Well, I don't even know where to begin on the amount that LinkedIn helps you when it comes to career selection or career involvement or connections, because since I have actually dove into LinkedIn proper, if you will. I don't even know what to call it, and I have spend way more time in it than what I was before. Because it's an active lifestyle to be on LinkedIn,
It is right.
and the more you post, the more you like, the more you share, the more people see you, and the more contacts you make. I try to make at least 10 new contacts on a daily basis.
Oh wow. Okay.
I that's my minimum. I don't always hit that. I try to, like I said, but those people are either in the same position that I'm at in a transition, or they've already made the transition, or they're corporate executives, or they're people that are in the same career field that I'm trying to do, or whatever. But I'm constantly trying to make contacts, connections, and ask them questions. And the more connections that you have, the more you can lean on, the more people that you can ask questions to, the more answers you can get. And there's a wealth of information, there's a wealth of knowledge out there in LinkedIn. You just have to want to reach out and find it. So I was in a event today. It was vets trying to get in. It's vets getting into cybersecurity without any experience, right?
I
They had
saw
a
a
great
link or a post
panelist on
about
there.
that, but I didn't watch it.
I think I forwarded it. If you
Okay.
saw it from mine, maybe. But anyway,
Maybe, yeah.
yeah, it was 2 hours long, and they had some great panelists, and then everybody else that was in the chat side, I was just click connect, click connect, click connect, because they were
Nice.
all trying to get into cybersecurity, and they're all like-minded people. And I can be like, hey, I'm this guy who's would like to get into cybersecurity also, but I have no experience. Do you? So yeah, LinkedIn is it has definitely helped me out in knowledgeable career sense of trying to just better my branding, if you will.
Nice. Awesome. So you finish MSSA,
Mhm.
what would be an ideal job title right now? And then in 3 to 4 years from now, what would be the next job title or level or maybe even a location? What
Yeah.
I mean, where are you trying to go after this program?
Well, okay, so I graduate MSA in August.
Okay.
Because I don't have the gigantic IT background like some of my other students in the class, I have quite a bit of program management experience as from my job as being an officer and running programs and projects. So
Okay.
what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to apply for a program management tech job. So there's a program management role in almost every company or corporation.
Hmm.
I don't need to have the strongest, um, PowerShell or Linksys or Azure type of, as long as I can navigate it and I can, as long as I can navigate it and talk to people about it, which is the skills that I'm learning right now, the basic skills of all that stuff that goes with it and cloud computing. There's programs that go into that, and sales and marketing and all that other stuff. So, hopefully with my experience in the Navy, and my newly found tech skills, I would be able to get a program management job at, AWS, Amazon Web Services, or Microsoft, or Google, or, something fancy like that. And then there's a ton of other smaller companies out there that are looking for program managers that could use somebody with my skills.
Awesome. Right on. What would
Yeah,
you like to go after here? Are you trying to stay where you are right now, or in terms of
I am.
what
I
type of
I
people
would
you
really. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut over you.
uh,
Yeah, I wouldn't mind sticking around here. My wife works for Boeing. She's worked here for 15 years.
okay.
Right now, since the pandemic, she's worked virtually. So they're planning on going back to work eventually. We were kind of hoping it would stay virtual. And if the right opportunity, I'm not going to shut the door on any opportunity. And my wife and I are on the same page. Um, I want to make sure it is the correct opportunity for the family. It's not just me. Yes, I'm going to do the work, but there's a lot of people that I am going to, that I have to support, and people that support me and I support them. It includes my wife and 3 kids.
Wow.
So 3 boys, by the way. It's awesome.
Sounds
Uh,
like a very non-busy house.
yeah, constantly. Um, yeah, I have twin boys. Actually, I have twin 17-year boys that are getting ready to graduate high school. Sorry,
Hmm.
twin
Close enough.
17-year boys that are getting ready to graduate. Yeah, I'm already foreseeing the future. Getting ready to graduate high school. So there's a lot that goes into that. But yeah, I'm open to relocating if the opportunity presents itself and it's the right opportunity for the family.
Okay.
Because um, there's Boeing in a lot of different locations. And if it's a really good opportunity, then maybe my wife can go back to school and get her master's degree. She's kind of wanted to start teaching again. So yeah, so yeah, I'm open to relocation if it presents itself.
Right on. Right on. We're almost up to that 25-minute mark.
Yeah,
I try to use my try to cut off mark, but do you have any questions for me?
I do actually, and I've been very interested in asking you this.
What's up?
With as much help as you have given everybody else at this time, and you had the opportunity to go back and do your transition again, what would be some of the things that you would have changed now, as knowledgeable as you are and as knowledgeable as you're making people like me? What would you change in your transition? Would have changed, if you could go back and do it again?
Oh, so I I I think it's a lot of you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what terminology to ask questions about because you haven't been around the terminology yet. We'll use an example that I made a mistake with. That mistake was I signed up for the TRICARE. I just stop this thing real quick. Sorry about that. So I signed up for the TRICARE, Fed Bends, Fed VIP, what's that? The dental and vision program through TRICARE. I signed up for like maybe about a month after, within a month after I retired. Is yours. So
That
so
was
when I
mine.
signed up for
Sorry.
that, and it was cool. I didn't know where I was going to work next. I didn't have a job till 10 days after I retired. So I signed up for this program. So I made sure I continue having dental and vision program. Right. Well, I didn't understand the terminology open season. I had no idea what that meant. I thought that means when you're able to get a new insurance for
Mhm.
dental and vision. I didn't know that meant that's when you're able to get rid of insurance. So the mistake that I made now is I'm now paying for 2 dental plans and 2 vision plans currently. You
Mhm.
can't. It's not like military where you just drop it anytime you want because on PCSing, you
Right.
have to stay with that program for the whole year until open enrollment season happens again. You can drop it, but in January is when you actually stop paying for it. So I thought maybe, well, that sounds kind of cool. Well, as you get 4 teeth cleanings a year, that sounds great. Every quarter I go in for teeth cleaning.
Right.
Well, I learned that this thing called insurance companies, they talk to each other,
Exactly.
and you can't double dip or however you want to call it. You can't utilize the 2 free off this one and 2 free off that one. I didn't know that. This is not
Yeah.
terminology to me. So I guess if someone can learn from a mistake that I made, that would be a valuable mistake that somebody
Yeah.
can learn from. And the other thing is probably the reason why I try to hit up so many people on LinkedIn. I see that they're fresh or brand new or don't have a lot of connections. I try to reach out to them as much as I do. I don't remember during my transition, I had a lot of people reach out to me. If
Yeah.
they did, I made connect. I'm sure I made connection. But I don't. I didn't pay attention to names of people I talked to and such. I I just remember I was on there. I posted my resume 2 or 3 times. I tried taking everybody's advice and make 800 changes in my resume, and turns out to something 180 opposite from what I started out with.
Right.
You think everyone has all the advice, kind of thing, and to some extent, that is kind of true because you're going and looking for advice and suggestions. But I didn't really use LinkedIn that much. Like my last
Yeah.
6 months in, maybe I didn't really go for connections. I know I definitely didn't talk to anybody called, hey man, you get on LinkedIn, do this, do this, do this, check this out, go to this page, this page, this page. Hey, make sure you follow this person, this person, this person, connect this person, this person, this person.
Yeah.
I don't remember anyone doing that for me. If they did, then I got a bad memory. Could be the case as well. But yeah, so that's probably the other reason why I say as active as I am.
Mhm.
So I want to try to have people not make the same mistakes that I made.
Yeah.
I want to have
Makes
people
sense.
learn how to get active on it, learn how to make connections, learn how to who to go talk to, learn how to talk to people. The
Yeah.
fact that they put Zoom within the app on the LinkedIn messaging, phenomenal. Whoever came up with that great idea, love it. I
Yeah.
use it almost every day now. In fact, we're using it right now for this video right now. So that's kind of 2 things I
Right
would
on.
probably change. So my last question for you is, what can I
Yeah.
do to help you with your transition, if any help I can provide?
Any more help than you already have, huh? Well, you set my transit. I know you set my transition in the right path in the right direction just by, honestly, just by knowing you. And I know that sounds like, oh, that's so big. Of course, he says that, but no, it's big, man. If it wasn't for Terry hooking me up with you or introducing me to you as a connection, I wouldn't have been in that key event, and I wouldn't have met Lupe, and I wouldn't have had her email my stuff to the MSA program. I wouldn't have, been gotten the call the next day, and I wouldn't be sitting in the MSA program like I am now. You have helped me to an extent that I can't even put into words. Um, what I'm taking away from you is also help the small snippets of information that you have helped me on my LinkedIn. I am paying that forward to all my friends and all
Awesome.
my other connections
Awesome.
that are underneath me, so as long as we can stay connected on LinkedIn and you tell me that I have messed something up on my LinkedIn or
That's
I
easy.
need to jump into this, I am pushing that on to everybody else I possibly can,
Awesome.
and I'm telling them, I'm like, hey man, Tom Zacher did this for me. Hey, Tom Zacher did that for me. So, as long as we stay connected, you're helping me.
I will. My last suggestion for you is keep a few mental notes of things that have happened for you, things that happened to you, the advice that you've been given, and utilize that as much as possible, even after you transition, you work at whatever company. Because I mean, you had finished MSSA. That's that little status symbol, right? Lack of better words, right?
Yeah.
And then whatever company you go to, you can always get a hold of all the current MSSA students and try to get some of them hired on to the same company you're at.
Oh yeah.
So it's important to keep getting a hold of people. I'm biased. I think you should work at Lockheed, but I'm just biased here. Okay, that's all.
I'm open for work.
So awesome. Well, hey, we're gonna go and end this now. So you have a good one. We will be in contact soon, and continue making things happen. Continue staying active on LinkedIn, and I'm really happy I was able to get you on this video today. You had some time available in your schedule to sit there and talk to me. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Wes.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate you. The pleasure was all mine. You're a you're a great man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Wes. All
All
right.
right.
See you there.
Take care.